very much. Ang pinag-uusapan natin kanina, 240 million. Lumipat naman tayo sa 30 billion na IRM, nakasisimula pa lamang. And I think, Dr.
30 billion.
Ha?
Billion.
30 billion, hindi na 240 million. Medyo tumaas na tayo ngayon. Well, unang-una, Dr. Pragas, hiniki ko lahat ang summary ng mga executive meeting, agreements, directives, and action points. And this is a very interesting point submitted by Dr. Bernadette Chilico regarding the executive meeting held on January 27, 2020. And this was the point of Congressman Remulla earlier. Release as immediate payment the fund equivalent to 50% of the amount pending claims of ACI and then charge the amount against the IRM fund. Dito, ano ba ang tinutukoy niyong IRM fund? Yung sa Taal volcano eruption o yung sa COVID-19?
Mr. Chair, I think it's the Taal.
Taal. Okay. Sa COVID-19, very clear naman tayo. Meron lamang tayong isang circular of President Morales, circular number 2020-007. Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And that circular is dated what specific date in January? Anong date ng January? Yung circular ni General Morales.
Mr. Chair, it's March po.
In March, okay. Pero admitted na natin ng previous hearing and even upon questioning of my colleagues in the House, pati na yung mga kasama nating senador, doon sa circular ni General Morales, very explicit fortuitous event. Tama ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. At ang lagi naming sinasabi, dito naman sa inyong IRM, nagbigay kayo ng IRM sa mga dialysis centers. Nagbigay kayo ng IRM sa ating mga birthing facilities, private. At nagbigay tayo ng IRM kahit nasa ospital na hindi naman gumagamot ng COVID. Tama ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Kaya ang lagi namin sinasabi, and the NBI is watching, that this is already a case of technical malversation. Yung ang ating Deputy Speaker, who is not even a lawyer, si Deputy Speaker Fernandez, sinabi niya kanina, you have violated Article 220 of the revised Penal Code. So, I would no longer pursue this issue. Kasi lagi nyo na naman sasabihin, iba na naman yung aming intensyon. Ang susunod kong tanong, nagbigay din kayo ng listahan ng inyong actual releases. As of now, magkano na ang actual releases sa IRM?
Mr. Chair, 14 billion, more than 14 billion. More than 14 billion po.
At napag-usapan din kanina na meron ng mga liquidation dito.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Lagi kong binabantayan ang website ng PhilHealth at siguro you will agree with me, Dr. Bragas, na up to now, wala pang implementing rules and regulations ang IRM.
Mr. Chair, again, the...
Hindi, ang tanong ko, up to now, wala pang implementing rules and regulations ang IRM. As simple as that. Yes or no?
It's the 007, Mr. Chair.
007 na naman tayo. Alam mo naman yon, circular eh. Yung bang circular, sa pagkakaintindi mo, the same as implementing rules and regulations under your present oath and considering your length of service sa PhilHealth?
Yeah.
Ha? Hindi, ang tinatanong natin, implementing rules and regulations. Kasi malinaw naman ang batas natin, if there is an implementing rules and regulations, and those are not violative of the law, public policy, public order, those implementing rules and regulations, even though issued by an administrative agency, shall have the same force and effect as a law. Kaya yung IIR, kapareho lamang ng circular ng ating presidente. Ganyan ba ang implementation niya sa PhilHealth? Ang inyong understanding na pareho ang IRR sa
Mr.
circular?
Pargas,
I will
probably,
ask that question to the lawyer.
kaya nga, sa lawyer na lang siya.
Lawyer, we have 2 lawyers there. 3, pare-pareho ba ang opinion nyo? Attorney Asuncion. Attorney Asuncion, the most seasoned lawyer. Pareho ba ang ibig sabihin ng circular at implementing rules and regulations from the legal point of law? From legal standpoint?
Rules and
Microphone, please.
sorry. Actually, the implementing rules can be in a circular form. It's decided jurisprudence, Your Honor.
Ngayon, I'll give you the benefit of doubt. Doon ba sa inyong circular, sinabi ba kung paano ang liquidation at kung saan magagamit ang IRM? Dr. Bragas. Oh,
Mr. Chair, the liquidation po is on letter F, page 7, the deduction of reimbursement for all valid claims from the IRM fund. So ito po yung liquidation po.
so saan pwedeng gamitin?
Mr. Chair, again, for for critically damaged healthcare system, for claims for treatment done on outpatient relative to the direct or indirect effects of the fortuitous events.
I think it would be the National Bureau of Investigation, after considering your counter affidavit, which shall decide whether or not there is a provision how to liquidate. Another question. Bakit naman tayo nagbigay ng IRM sa mga ospital at dialysis centers na mayroong pending cases? Hindi ba it would be a better policy in times of this national emergency na ang bigyan lang muna natin yung mga walang pending cases? And there was no meeting discussed na kahit na yung may pending cases ay bibigyan natin ng IRM.
For the information of the public, Congressman Barzaga, what are these hospitals with pending cases which were given IRM?
Well, for the record, I can state that. Kaya lang medyo hahaba ko.
Hindi, okay lang yan. Pati yung corresponding amount.
Wow. Sa dialysis, those with have pending cases, A plus dialysis center, IRM 9,973,000. Asia Renal Care Philippines Incorporated 4,096,950. B. Brown Abitum Philippines 14,248,218. B. Brown Abitum Philippines 11 million. Baguio to, CAR. Cordillera Autonomous Region 11,375,650. Eagle Rock Dialysis Center, Dialysis and Wellness Center 6,643,000. Eastern Marikina Dialysis Center 8,274,500 pesos. St. Benedict Dialysis Center 5,645,240 5,645,240 Then we have Therapy Management Services, Philippines, total of 11,436,000. And these are all dialysis centers which are private, and the information came from PhilHealth. Dr.
Dr.
Pargas, do you admit the authenticity and the correctness of the dialysis centers which I have mentioned together with the amount based on the document which you have submitted?
Mr. Chair, if those are coming from PhilHealth, then it is... Mr. Chair, I have not seen the document, but if those were submitted...
Approach you so that you can see the document.
Congressman Barzaga, a reminder po sa inyo, yung pumas nyo at kayo po ay, hindi, kayo,
Pasensya na.
opo, sa inyo
Pag
po ako
nagsalita
nag-aalala.
baka sabihin ni Dr. Bragas, hindi niya maintindihan ang aking sinasabi. So, my deepest apologies.
No. I'm worried about you, Congressman Barzaga. Dr. Pragas, kindly reply. Vargas.
Mr. Chair, based on the documents provided po, yes, this is coming from us.
Upon the request of Congressman Boying Remulla, hinihingi niya man sa akin kung ano yung may mga pending cases na mga pagamutan na inyong binigyan ng IRM. Ang total IRM na binigay nyo, 533,182,945.38. Isa namin to. Abra Provincial Hospital Public, 39 cases, 14,979,273.50. Baguio General Hospital, 129 cases, 164,941,028 pesos. Benguet General Hospital, 59 cases pending, 43,842,000. Bishop Regan Private, 18 pending cases, 39 million. Corner District Hospital Public, 5 pending cases, 5,346,000. Divine Word Hospital Private, 45,831,233. Domingo Casano Hospital, 2 pending cases, 12,538,000. Holy Trinity Medical Clinic Private, 25 pending cases, 11,116,330. Luis Sora Memorial Hospital Public, 18 pending cases, 36,949,330. Notre Dame de Charles Hospital Private, 33,445,729, 91 pending cases. Pine City Doctors Hospital Private, number of cases 9, 36,407. St. Louis University of the Sacred Heart Private, 42 pending cases, 34,041. And then we have United Doctors Hospital of Kidapawan Incorporated Private, 16 pending cases, 1,975,852. University of Perpetual Health, Delta Medical Center Inc., 7 pending cases, 51,839,000, and the total is 533,182,945. Dr. Bragas, can you confirm that what I have stated regarding the names of the hospital, together with the pending cases which I have mentioned, together with the amounts, are true and accurate?
Dr. Pargas, kindly reply.
Mr. Chair, according to our core plan, it's from the legal, yes.
Okay. At ang isa pang pinagtataka ng aking mga kababayan, kami anyang nagtatrabaho sa RITM, alam nyo naman na niya kung PD sa umpisa ng COVID, kami na lahat ang nag-handle ng testing. But not a single centavo was given to us by PHILHEALTH as IRM. Totoo ba yun?
Aling facilities po? Which facilities, sir? The RITM po did not apply.
Ay,
Yes po.
tinawagan nyo ba sila? Sinabi nyo, oy, RITM, kayo ang frontliner namin at the start of the COVID. Sa inyo, nagtetest pati mga congressman. Tapos wala tayong IRM sa kanila. At ang amount ng inyong computation is only sa RITM, ang amount lamang ng inyong computation is only 35,199,120.
Barzaga, yung RITM po, ito yung nag-check kung positive.
Ha?
Ito po yung RITM na nag-check kung ikaw ay positive sa
Yes.
COVID. Okay, so ito yung pinaka-critical sa lahat ng ospital natin
Oh, yung
dito sa kampanya ng COVID.
RITM, Research Institute for Tropical Medicine, situated at Muntinlupa City. Hindi nyo nabigyan to ng IRM.
Mr. Chair, may computed IRM po, but ang alam ko po, hindi sila nag-apply. That's why hindi
Sila
po
nag-apply?
nabigyan. Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, next question. Ang isa pang issue natin sa IRM, number 1, I ask for your regular budget for 2020. Wala tayong provision doon for IRM or for any contingency. Who will be the most competent senior vice president present who can answer my inquiry? Oh, wala namang magsagot. Mr. Linciaco.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, magandang hapon po. Sa budget po ng PhilHealth na kinover yung IRM po ay kasama po doon sa estimated ng ating actuary na 184 billion, Your Honor, for year 2020 po.
Saan inyo kinuha?
Sa corporate operating budget year
Corporate?
2020. COB, Your Honor.
Oo, huwag mo sabihin corporate operation. I am reminding you that you are testifying under oath. During the previous hearing, and
Mr.
I have
Chair.
seen it during
Mr. Chair,
the
with
financial
indulgence of
statements for the year ending
Congressman
2019,
Barzaga, Mr. Chair.
na itong 30 billion, kinuha nyo sa special savings. Tama ba o hindi?
Your Honor, ang sinasabi po natin, ang allocation po ng budget po niya ay nasa COB ng 2020 po, nandiyan sa 184. Yung pera po, yung cash po ay kinuha po sa special savings deposit po. Yung
Special savings.
yung 14 billion po.
At admitted na natin, during the previous hearing, na doon sa special savings, pagkuha nyo ng 30 billion, wala tayong board resolution authorizing to use the special savings in the sum of 30 billion for IRM. Tama ba o hindi?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor,
Simple lamang, meron ba tayong board resolution?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, yung approval po ng board sa 30 billion po, ang pagkaintindi po namin,
Meron o wala?
kasama na po yung source of fund po doon.
Tanong ko, meron o wala?
Mr. Chair, it was mentioned during the board
Hindi nga, ang
presentation
haba
po.
ng sagot mo eh. Simple lang tanong. Yung bang 30 billion
Attorney Mangawang,
na
meron ba?
kinuha nyo sa special savings, meron bang board resolution ang board of directors ng PhilHealth? As simple as that.
Attorney
Can be
Mangawang
answered
of
by yes
the
or no.
Attorney Mangawang nung ating board, corporate sec, meron ba wala?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and Mr. Congressman. When the management presented the
Hindi,
IRM
ang tanong
for...
lamang simple. Abogado naman kayo. It is answerable by yes or no. Meron bang board resolution yung paggamit ng 30 billion from special savings to IRM? Yes or no?
So there is no mention in the PBR...
No, there is no board resolution.
Yes, sir.
Oh, no board resolution. Next question. Sa pag-iimbestiga pa ng Senado, sinasabi na wala kayong withholding tax na ginawa doon sa IRM. Tama ba yun? Totoo ba yun? Oh, Dr. Bragas.
Vargas.
Sir, pa-clarify lang po, sorry. Ano po yun?
Withholding
Yung
tax.
releases nyo ng IRM, ang sinasabi ng aking mga kasama, pati na ng ating mga senador, wala kayong withholding tax na ginawa.
Mr. Chair, I think our fund management can answer to that.
Mr. Dimsiako.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, ang as mentioned po in the
Simple lamang ang tanong, mayroon ba o walang withholding tax ang IRM na inyong nirelease?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, ang wala po na withheld automatic po doon sa pag-release po natin. Hindi po na automatic na deduct po yung withholding tax sa pag-release po natin. Ito po ay, however po on the part po ni PhilHealth, ito po ay para po ma-settle yung obligation po natin sa BIR. Nag-remit po si PhilHealth.
Simple lang tayo. Nag-release kayo halimbawa ng 100 million IRM sa isang ospital. Wala kayong withholding tax for that 100 million.
Ito po ang pagkaintindi po natin ay advances po ito sa ating hospital.
Oo
Receivable
nga.
po. Hindi
Pero
po
ang
sa income
ibig mo
po.
bang sabihin, pag advance sa ospital, walang withholding tax?
Yun po ang corporate policy po na ng PhilHealth po.
Ano?
Yun po ang pag-set up po ng corporate policy ng PhilHealth po.
Corporate policy ng PhilHealth?
Yes po, sir.
Can you give us the written corporate policy of PhilHealth na hindi tayo mag-withhold ng tax sa IRM?
Yes po, sir. We will provide, sir.
Ha?
We will provide, sir.
Oh, provided. Paano naman provided? Kasi ang sinasabi ko sa inyo, what is your computation of IRM?
As to the computation of IRM, Mr.
No,
Chair, Your
the
Honor,
computation ng IRM. The computation is that it would be the average claim of a healthcare institution for one day for a total period of 90 days based on their collections during the previous year. Tama ba?
based po sa circular po, that's average value per day
Eh,
times
tama ba yung
90
sinabi
days
ko o
po.
mali?
90 days po, Your
Kaya nga,
Honor.
3 months, 90 days.
Yes po, sir.
Oh, kaya kung ako ang ospital, binigyan niyo ako ng 100 million, I can use that 100 million to liquidate kung ano man ang nagastos ng ospital for COVID and other related cases. Yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, paano na yung 10% ng gobyerno na withholding? Saan kukunin ng ospital yon? Kayo withholding agent.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, ay makukuha rin po natin ang ating para sa
Oh,
tax
kung
po.
2% man lamang, sabi ng aking kaibigan.
Makukuha din po natin na
Oh, ano ang withholding?
sa tax po. Opo, makukuha rin natin po yan. Mr. Chair,
Ano withholding rate?
the withholding rate po is 2% expanded withholding tax po.
Yan ang sinasabi natin. Okay. Pagkatapos, marami rin nagsasabi sa aking LGU. Meron kayong primary care benefit program. Tama ba yan?
Come again, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair,
PCB.
may I interject with the indulgence of my friend who is a
Oh.
senior citizen already? Para makapagpahinga ka naman. Kasi since he is dealing on technical and more
Okay.
complicated policies.
The junior of the senior is recognized. Honorable Marcoleta, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Dr. Pargas, kasi ang dami pong nagtatanong sa akin, sa mga kasama ko, naguguluhan sila sa pagpapatupad ng PhilHealth policies. Will you confirm that there is much confusion in the implementation of PhilHealth policies? Ang dami po kasing nagtatanong, maybe on the basis of this, pwede nyo mga confirm na medyo naguguluhan sila?
Mr. Chair, maaari pong merong ilang hindi gaano
Okay,
naintindihan.
tama po. Ang totoo niyan, hindi lamang po yung ordinary patients ang nagugulan, maski na po yung mga health providers. Dahil po sa mga madalas na pagbabago ng mga yung polisiya sa pag-avail ng benefits sa admission. For example, Dr. Pargas, meron pong paghihirap sa pag-avail ng mga voluntary paying members. Meron kayong unang policy, ang nire-require nyo lang ay 1/4 payment sa contribution. Bigla niyong binago ng 3/4 nang hindi ninyo masyadong ipinaliliwanag. Kaya nagkakagulo pati hospital po eh. Will you confirm this? Na may kaguluhan ng konti?
Mr. Chair, opo.
Okay. Maski na sa maternal package requirements sa pag-avail ng benefit, complicated din sa mga voluntary paying members. What is the requirement for primigravida?
For primi gravida, sir,
Yeah.
requirement for...
Para maka-avail siya. Kasi paying members ito eh. Voluntary paying members. Ipakikita ko lang sa iyo na hindi pare-pareho, hindi consistent ang policies ninyo.
Sa ngayon, Chair, pagdating po sa primi or kahit po pang-ilan na niyang panganganak,
Hindi, sa primigravida lang. Kasi primigravida, una pa lang siyang manganganak, di ba?
yes, Mr. Chair.
Oo.
Sa ngayon po, wala po tayong nire-require na contribution because under the UHC law, meron na po tayong immediate availment. Tapos,
Pero hindi ganyan ang policy nyo pag outpatient pregnant women, lalong-lalo na ibabase ninyo doon sa dami ng kanyang prenatal visits. Hindi ba? Tama, kaya nga hindi nga consistent. Nagkakagulo-gula. Walang uniform na policy requirement kung ikukumpara natin sa ibang maternal packages na binibigay ng ibang health facilities. You have to recognize na walang consistency. Tama?
siguro, Mr. Chair, siguro po meron sa pamamaraan ng pagbibigay ng impormasyon talaga
Okay,
kung baka
but this is only on the
kinakailangan
matter of policy. May I go on a few examples do sa coverage ng specific diseases? Bakit po yung disease package sa pneumonia sa pregnant women mas mababa kumpara doon sa hindi buntis na babae?
Mr. Chair, hindi po totoo yan because again, meron po tayong pakete. So kung pulmonya
Dr.
po ito,
Pargas, do not assume that I am asking these questions primarily because I knew it. I am not a medical doctor. But you will have to be assured na bago ko magtatanong sa iyo, I would have asked these questions and I was advised by not a few doctors. Ito ang kanilang conclusion. Yung disease package for pneumonia kapag ka buntis, mas mababa pag hindi buntis ang babae. Ito yung dapat ninyong pag-aralan. Bakit? Bakit merong hindi parehong pakete para sa acute gastritis at acute gastroenteritis sa non-pregnant women pero iisa lang pagkabuntis na babae? Can you explain this?
Mr. Chair, ang atin pong mga pakete ay pare-pareho po. So,
Hindi nga eh.
kailangan ko pong ma-check kung saan yan.
Pakinggan mo
nangyayari.
muna. Ang coverage ninyo hindi pareho pagka acute gastritis and acute gastroenteritis kapag hindi buntis ang babae. Pero pareho lang sa dalawang yun pagka ang babae ay buntis. Ito yung napapansin, kaya nagkakagulo-gulo eh. Kaya nakikita namin, sinadya pa rin yung gulo-gulohin para mas lalo ninyong makita na hindi ninyo na talagang nai-implement ng mabuti. Ito paano? Yung coverage po ng disease sa infirmary category ng health facilities, mas mababa kung ikukumpara po do sa high-level facilities, samantalang ang management ng treatment ay pareho lang.
Mr. Chair,
Hindi
it's
ba?
at 70% po sa
Kaya nga,
ating
mas
mga...
mababa, di ba? So, parang mali. Bakit yung maternal package sa birthing homes ay mataas ang coverage kaysa sa hospital na kumpleto ang facilities?
Birthing homes, it's at 8,000. For the hospitals,
Kaya nga,
it's at
bakit nga
6,500.
hindi pareho?
Mr. Chair, for this particular case po, because the procedure or yung panganganak is a normal delivery at yung pong kasama sa polisiya natin is to change the behavior, especially sa panganganak, na dapat po sila ay doon sa ating mga birthing homes or lying in na kung saan hindi na po sila makikipag-agawan sa isang ospital na dapat nagtitingin ng more complicated cases. The fact that these facilities are being licensed also and being run by either the doctor or a midwife who is capable or licensed to provide the maternity care. So meron din po dun sa principle ng provider payment mechanism is to how to provide enough incentive to change the behavior, especially of the patients. So
Yun ang
ini-encourage po natin
Yun ang
na sa
sinasabi ko
maternity
sa iyo,
and lying
Dr.
in po sila
Pargas. Napakahaba ng sinagot mo. Ang tinatanong ko lang, bakit naman hindi mo papagpareuhin? Pareho namang maternal package yun. Nagkataon lang nasa birthing homes yung isa naman nando sa ospital na kumpleto ang pasilidad. Mahirap po nilang intindihin yung ganun kasi napakasimple lang nito. Yun lang. Pagkatapos, Dr. Pargas, may mga sakit, may mga diseases na nangangailangan ng more medical workups, no? Mga medical treatment, mas marami. At kung minsan yung kanilang medication ay mas mahal, pero mas mababa ang benefit kung pag-uusapan ay mga simpleng kaso na nagre-require lang ng lesser medical management. Bigyan kita ng halimbawa. Pneumonia versus urinary tract infection. Yung urinary tract infection sa ideal medical management, mangangailangan din ito ng administration ng strong antibiotics. Equal to pareho lang ng pneumonia. Pero yung fixed rate ng UTI, kalahati lang ng pneumonia. Pareho lang strong antibiotics ang kakailanganin mo.
Dr. Pargas, for the record, 300 ata more or less ang cases ninyo, di ba? Ang all case rates nyo, 300 plus?
All case rates po natin, for the medical cases, it's around 4,000 plus.
Wow.
For the surgery, it's 4,000 plus also.
So 8,000. Okay, kindly reply to the point of the Honorable Marcoleta.
So, makukonfirm mo, halos pareho lang ang medication ito. Ideal medical management, pareho lang strong antibiotics ang gagamitin mo rito. Pero pang titingnan mo, kalahati lang ang coverage ng UTI kung ikukumpara mo sa pneumonia. Mahirap pong intindihin ng ordinaryong pasyente ito eh. We are representing also yung mga pasyenteng ordinaryo. Kung minsan nga, hindi nga maipaliwanag ng hospital ito eh. Kaya tulungan nyo sila. Example pa, allergic bronchitis versus acute bronchitis, Dr. Pargas. Itong parehong ito ay upper respiratory infections ito. At halos pareho din ang medical management dito. Pero yung allergic bronchitis, mas mataas ang package ng benefit kaysa doon sa acute bronchitis. Napansin mo? Mahirap intindihin sa ordinaryong pasyente. Kaya dapat i-rationalize ninyo. Acute gastroenteritis versus hypertension.
Honorable Marcoleta, with your indulgence, magtatapos na lang po si Honorable Barzaga with his time.
Yung acute gastroenteritis in severe cases, Dr. Pargas, ay nangangailangan ng more medical treatment and fluid replacement, alam mo yan. Over uncomplicated hypertension, na ang medical management niyan ay oral lang, oral medication. Pero mas mataas ang pakete ng hypertension. So hindi maintindihan ng ordinaryong pasyente ito. Ang dami ninyong dapat na ayusin. Bakit yung adult pneumonia at pediatric pneumonia have the same fixed coverage? Hindi ba ang adult katulad ni Kong Barzaga, mas mataas naman yung pangangailangan niya ng medication kumpara mo sa pediatric na katulad naman ni Congressman Dan Fernandez. Ang layo naman ng edad ng dalawang ito. Inconsistent na naman. Bakit merong confusion sa policy formulation sa pakete related to pneumonia and lower respiratory tract infection? Hindi ba itong dalawang ito, Dr. Pargas? These two have different benefits coverage. Bakit? Hindi ba sa medical classification, yung pneumonia is a lower respiratory tract infection? Pareho lang yun Pneumonia and lower respiratory tract infection, pareho lang yun Ang ibig sabihin, pag sinabi mong Kong Boying Remulla, kapareho din ni Kong Crispin Remulla. Because pneumonia and lower respiratory tract infection is one and the same. Hindi ba? Pero iba-iba yung pakete nyo. So Mr. Chair, lang po gusto nating emphasize, sa policy pa lang, nagkakagulo na po yung mga tao. Hindi ko po malaman kung sinadya po talaga ito ng PhilHealth. Marami po kayong dapat na ayusin, alang-alang po sa magandang pagpapatupad ng polisiya, ang delivery service, health service ng PhilHealth. Salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Marcoleta. Congressman Barzaga, please continue.
Kanina, nabanggit din sa akin ng mga kaibigan kong mayor na sila ay mayroong primary care package, accredited sila ng PhilHealth, pero hindi raw sila nababayaran ng PhilHealth. More or less, magkano ang utang ng PhilHealth sa mga LGUs regarding the so-called primary care package? Ilang daang milyon, ilang bilyon? Wala na makasagot? Kanina, tinanong ni Congressman Boying kung magkano utang nyo. Sinabi nyo, at the end of the year. Magkano? 13 billion?
12 billion.
O 12 billion. Sa mga LGUs naman, gaano kalaki ang inyong utang sa primary care package? PCB, primary care benefit. Yung mga nanganganak sa LDU accredited, yung sa animal bite center, yung sa TB, gaano kalaki ang utang ng PhilHealth sa LGU? More or less.
Mr. Chair, for primary care, I don't have the data right now.
Ha?
I don't have the data right now, Mr. Chair.
You don't have?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Pero ang sinasabi ng mga LGUs, kaya hindi sila mabayaran kasi yung service provider na binigay nyo sa kanila na libre coming from the DOH ay hindi nagpapaksyon accurately. Tama ba to?
Mr. Chair, may I refer with our CIO, Ms. Jovi Aragona, with regard to the system issue?
Sir, yung sa Department of Health na libreng service provider, ang naging problema po namin, yung mga data, may mga issue po sa data quality. Kaya nga po yung recently, inayos nila, and then continuous po yung pag-upload ngayon.
Just for clarification, talagang nagkaroon ng problema sa inyong service provider o sa service provider na binigay ng PhilHealth sa mga LGU regarding that primary care benefit program or package?
Ang service provider po, pwede po silang makapamili. Hindi po namin kontrolado, pero may libre po. Yun po yung Department of Health. Ano po,
Alam natin na yung provider
pwede
na
ba,
galing
no?
sa DOH.
Can we
So,
clarify,
hindi ka-
Congressman
Okay.
Barzaga, yung what do the service providers do? What service do they provide? Ano ba ginagawa? Paliwanag nyo nga para maintindihan ng
Yung mga
tao.
claims ng LGU para sa primary care benefit package. Katulad yung nanganganak sa mga health centers or lying-ins na public. Katulad noong mga nasa enrolled sa tuberculosis program ng PhilHealth na accredited. Katulad noong mga animal bite centers na enrolled sa PhilHealth. Tama po ba yun?
Yung service providers po, ito po yung may mga sistema, katulad po ng electronic medical record, kasi po yung data natin na sinasubmit nila sa PhilHealth, kailangan manggagaling po sa isang electronic medical record. So, yung mga hospital, yung mga rural health unit po pala, merong silang mga provider system na ginagamit nila. Opo.
Ang sinasabi sa akin ng mga LGUs, para sila ay makamenos at makalibre, ang ginamit nila yung service provider na binigay ng DOH na wala silang binabayaran. Aware ba roon ang PhilHealth?
Opo, actually yung po sa mga local government unit, rural health, pinapagamit po yung DOH Integrated Clinic Information System.
Ang naging problema naman, hindi maayos yung system. Kaya raw hindi sila mabayaran. Tama o mali?
Mali po, kasi po ang karamihang issues po ay yung data. Kasi may validation po.
Just to cut this issue short, magkano ang utang ng PhilHealth sa LGU under that Primary Care Benefit Program, PCB program?
Sir, wala po akong available data,
Oh, si
but
Mr.
we will
Linciaco.
submit po. We will submit.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, I am waiting for the figure coming from the reconciliation na ginagawa ngayon on how much yung utang ng PhilHealth sa
Yung
kanila.
problema
But
natin, meron
nevertheless,
tayong
Your
mga
Honor,
accounts payable or notes
may-
payable.
Honorable
Yung mga
Barzaga,
LGU, hindi natin alam kung ano unang.
kindly wrap up. Your fellow
just one
Caviteño
point.
will be after you.
Okay. I think the fund manager, simple lamang to. Unang-una, tuwi kong titignan ang audit observation report mula pa noong 2012 or 2013, consistently, ang recommendation ng COA auditors is to review the case rate system. Kasi sa case rate system is prejudicial to PhilHealth sapagkat ang binabayaran ng PhilHealth not the actual expense but rather the case rate, and in most cases yung case rate nyo ay mas malaki. Consistent yan every year. We recommend the management to review the case rate system. We recommend that the management should only pay the actual expenses based on the billing of the healthcare institution at wag na yung total ng case rate. Eh bakit hindi nyo nire-review sa loob ng 12 taon? Oh, yung manager ng yung mga member ng executive committee. Nag-agree ba kayo na ito lagi ang findings ng COA auditors? Yes or
Health
no?
policy, Dr. Pargas.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Eh kung yan ang findings ng COA auditors for the last 10 years, bakit hindi nyo nire-review if you want to protect public funds?
Mr. Chair, let me clarify lang po, no? When I came in to the health finance policy sector in the middle of 2018, we have started already po with the review, particularly the costing of the services in order for us to be able to approximate the healthcare cost of every disease. So during that time po, nagkaroon na po kami ng approval coming from the board and also having the costing framework. And yung framework na po na yan ngayon ay nagka-capacitate na po tayo sa ating mga regions and to all other facilities.
Alam mo, Dr. Bragas, I have to cut you short. Simple lamang ang recommendation ng COA. Kung ano lamang ang actual billing ng hospital, yon ang ating bayaran kung yung billing kasama ang professional fee is less than the case rate. As simple as that. So wala nang review eh. Kung sakasakali naman yung billing ng hospital ay masyadong mataas as compared to case rate, then you pay the case rate. Ano pa re-reviewin nyo riyan? Eh, alam nyo namang i-adapt.
Before I end, Congressman Barzaga, before I end your interpellation, is the internal audit here, isa po yan sa mga major offices ng PhilHealth. Meron po ba ditong internal audit? Nandito po ba? Okay, kung wala ho, Doon ho sa ating, andito? Nasa Zoom? No, but Dr. Pargas, meaning to say, every year, notice of disallowance kayo at nagpa-pile up po yan, di po ba?
I'm not sure with the
Who would know that? Audit would know.
Mr. Chair, the fund management section is the repository of the audit findings of the COA.
Okay,
Pero
Mr.
hindi po yung
Limsiaco.
inter-audit.
So marami kayong notice of disallowance, hindi po yan, nagpa-pile up lang po yan.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, ang disallowance po ng COA relative to the case rate ay this one ay nasa commission proper and may MR sa commission proper pa rin po yung dalawa, yung isa, Region 2 at saka Region 5 amounting to 125.9 million, Your Honor. Ito lang
Ibig
po yung
sabihin,
record ko.
naliliquidate nyo yung 2013, papunta rito sa 2020, naklaro yan lahat, makikita natin lahat yan.
Ito lang po yung sa record po natin na disallowance po ng COA, Your Honor.
Okay, Congressman Barzaga?
Mr. Chairman, may in relation lang din sa COA din, kapraso lang po.
Yes, go ahead, Deputy Secretary.
Mr. Limsiaco, meron ba kayong subsidiary ledger?
Subsidiary ledger, Your Honor, ng ano po?
Yung listahan ng mga pagkakautang nyo, kasi according sa COA, wala daw kayo eh. Is that true?
Subsidiary ledger po ng mga claims po ng HCIs.
Yes, so yung mga bayarin ng utang. Kasi nakita ko lang po na wala daw kayong subsidiary ledger. Totoo ba o hindi?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, ito po pagdating
Hindi, yes
po
or no lang tayo, Mr. Limsiaco. Meron ba kayong subsidiary ledger na according sa COA wala kayo?
Mr. Chair, ikunting explain ko lang ano.
Yes or
Ito
no
po
lang
yung
naman
pinapagawa ko nga po nga sistema dahil nakikita ko po ang ating sistema po ay nasa transactional. Wala pa po siya na...
So wala, pero nagpapagawa ka?
Yun po,
Ang problema,
proprietary
Mr.
system po.
Chairman, napakatagal nyo na nag-exist, matagal na kayong nag-ooperate, wala kayong subsidiary ledger. Ngayon ko lang nalaman, nag-text lang sa akin na wala daw po pala kayong listahan ng mga pagkakautang. Paano nyo mababayaran yan kung wala kayong gana according sa COA?
Honorable Barzaga, are you
Mr.
done with
Chair?
your...
Just for the record,
Okay.
ito ang usual audit observation. We recommend that the agency consider revising the guidelines of the PhilHealth case rates system to implement a uniform application of policy relative to benefit reimbursement, equally favoring both healthcare providers and the PhilHealth members. Ang lagi niyong sagot sa audit observation, management replied that PhilHealth's mandate is to pay the healthcare providers the total case rate amount to enable the beneficiary member and dependent to financially access the healthcare services that they need from healthcare providers. Mukha namang maling-mali itong sagot nyo. Pagkatapos every year, ang laging problema, observation ng COA, we cannot determine the accuracy of all the expenses of the benefit claims kasi hindi naman kasama ang statement of accounts and billing statements. Tama ba yun, Mr. Limsiaco, na gano'n lagi ang findings ng COA? Yes or no?
Mr. Chair, sa SOA po, I think Dr. S.
Sino ang sasagot? Kasi ang sinasabi ko lang, yes or no. Tama ba na sinasabi ng COA every year na hindi nila ma-determine ang accuracy or validity ng mga payments po under the benefit claims kasi walang kasamang statement of accounts and billing statements?
At ang sagot naman ng PhilHealth every year ay binabayaran nila to based on the case rate package. Yan ang sagot parati nila.
Pero kahit na case rate, kinakailangan isubmit din ng billing.
Yes.
Tama ba itong sinasabi ko based on COA findings?
Dr. Pargas?
Mr. Chair, I'm not sure of the year that was the audit finding, but I remember the statement of account is already being required as part of the claims reimbursement po. So sinunod na po yung sa
Okay,
COA
just a follow-up.
Kailan po yan sinunod?
Because
Okay.
that was not.
Follow-up. It is a basic procedure. Kapag merong audit observations or comments ang COA, nagkakaroon tayo ng exit conference. Si Dr. Bragas ba nakakasama sa exit conference ng COA o hindi?
Dr. Pargas?
Sino po, Mr. Chair?
Ikaw po,
Ikaw.
sa exit conference ng
Ako po.
COA.
Nito pong pumasok na ako sa health finance po, yes.
Yes.
That was like
Gano'ng katagal na?
2018.
Gano'ng katagal ka na?
Pumasok po ako ng mid of 2018 as an OIC and was
Okay.
appointed in 2019.
So sa exit conference, personally, sinasabi sa iyo ng COA ang kanilang observations.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Ito na lamang ang isa. Observations and recommendation 2018 findings. The faithful representation of the benefit claims expenses account totaling 121 billion for the calendar year 2018 was not established due to the delay in the grant of full access to PhilHealth new claims, which precluded the auditors to conduct substantive testing of all case-raised transactions amounting to 62 billion, which is contrary to paragraph 15 of Philippine Accounting Standards Pass number 1 and PhilHealth Office Order number 008-2015 dated October 12, 2015. Ang question ko, Dr. Pargas, nagkaroon ba kayo ng exit conference for the 2018 COA findings?
Okay,
Yes.
Dr. Pargas, kindly reply. And then after that,
Okay.
we go to the Honorable Remulla. Go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Chair, and I think that can be best answered by our CIO because the issue then was the access to our system.
Kaso mo, kasama ka na ron sa exit conference pagkatapos ikaw pa ang head ng health policy. Sino ang sasagot? Magtuturuan tayo.
Go ahead, Mamagano.
Kasama po kami sa
Ikaw
exit conference. Pinaliwanag po sa COA din kung ano yung mga naging issue sa access. We have been giving access to COA for many years. So may issue on the e-claims thing. So,
Sinasabi nyo,
Apo.
nagbibigay kayo ng access sa COA. So under oath kayo. Ang sabi naman ng COA, hindi kayo was not established due to delay in the grant of the full access to PhilHealth new claims. Hindi ko na malaman na naman kung sino ang nagsasabi ng totoo, kung kayo yung COA. Ito ang opinion nila. And this is an opinion concerning the sum of 62 billion or 51.79%. I think I have to stop from there. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Barzaga. Anyway, yung po sa mga binanggit ninyo, isa yun sa mga major consideration. Before I give it to the Honorable Remulla, we will form a technical working group composed of our senior Deputy Majority Leader, Remulla, Deputy Speaker Fernandez, Deputy Speaker Marcoleta, from the minority, the Honorable Kabatbat, from the minority also, the Honorable Stella Kimbo, the Honorable Ace Barbers, and of course, the President of the NUP, the Honorable Barzaga. We will form the technical working group to draft the committee report on this matter. We now proceed to the Honorable Remulla.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Attorney Mangawang, do you have a record of PhilHealth Board Resolution 1436, series of 2010?
I don't have it right now, Mr. Congressman. 1436.
This was based on the Oplan Kisap Mata or the Kisap Mata investigation. Do you remember that, Mr. Pargas? Naalala mo ba yon, yung Kisap Mata? Yung investigation into the cataract scandal of PhilHealth.
Heard of the Oplan Kisapmata, Mr. Chair.
Oh,
But I was
yes.
not part of the
And it
investigation.
resulted to PhilHealth Board Resolution 1436, which reads, resolution approving the non-compensability of cataract surgery and other surgical procedures done during medical missions and its exceptions, and defining the badge of fraud attendant to such surgical procedures and the consequential suspension or the processing of claims as a result thereof. Do you remember this now?
Mr. Chair, if it's a board resolution, I don't remember it, sir.
Attorney Mangawang, are you aware of that?
Sir, I was not with the Office of the Corporate Secretary at that time yet, but I've heard Kisap Mata, which is
2010.
spearheaded, I think, by one board member.
Attorney
during that
Asuncion,
years.
Dr. Arroyo, di ba?
Attorney
Yes,
Asuncion,
that's
you were
correct,
there
sir.
already when this was the policy on the cataract.
Sa cataract. Anyway, ito kasi sa cataract, 2004, alam nyo nagsimula na ang kalokohan sa cataract. Tama ba, Mr. Pargas?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Kailan kayo nagsimula ng case rate? When did you start with the case rate system?
Mr. Chair, prior, mga around 2004-5, meron na pong ilan na mga single case rates na lumabas. Like
So,
maternity care.
ang unang case rate nyo na mabigat, itong cataract case rate. Tama ba? I mean, mabigat, sinasabi natin, because it became subject to abuse.
I suppose, sir, because during that time, 2004,
No, you don't suppose
I left
it.
the region.
Because you know that there are pending claims right now sa arbitration. Marami kayong problema with Dr. Evangelista. Am I correct, Attorney
Villegas, sir.
Attorney Villegas, di ba?
Correct, sir.
Binabanggit mo kanina, marami kayong problema at meron mga claims sa inyo, ito si Dr. Evangelista. Tama?
Yes, sir.
So, 12 years ago, yung baho ng cataract, yung baho ng case rate, evident na sa PhilHealth. Yung badge of fraud, alam niyo ba yung mga badge of fraud that were part of this board resolution? Ito, anyway, I'll just go into some of the any of the following circumstances, trends, events, or indications shall constitute the badge of fraud, such as operations are concentrated in a very limited place and prescribed time. 70% or more of the patients are PhilHealth members. Nung araw kasi, hindi pa lahat, di ba? The procedure is being done by only one doctor or group of doctors for the same group practice and in the same hospital facility. There is unusual increase in the volumes of claims by the subject healthcare providers for the same single procedure, such as cataract surgery. There is a sudden exponential rise in claims occurring compared to the baseline claims or track record of the concerned healthcare provider. And the doctor, surgeon, or surgeon is not known to usually practice in the area or locality where the surgical operations were done. Are you aware of this, or is this familiar to you, Dr. Pargas?
Mr. Chair, the badge of fraud, I've heard of it.
So, is this an appropriate definition of fraud, of the badges of fraud in the resolution?
Again, Mr. Chair, I have not read the resolution. If it is in 2004, I was still at the region.
2010.
Okay. Yes, central office there.
Kaya ako nire-raise to kasi matagal na alam ng PhilHealth na alam nyo naman na niloloko kayo ng mga doktor. Ang taong bayan niloloko ng mga doktor at ng mga HCI na mas iba ang motibo. Gusto lang nila gawing negosyong malaki. Itong, di ba alam niyo naman, ang insurance, isa sa oldest insurance fraud. Would you agree with me? Attorney Asuncion, tama ba yan? Ha? You agree that basta insurance, meron lagi insurance fraud sa kabilang side. Tama ba? And it is your duty, kayong lahat, senior officers, to guard against insurance fraud. Am I correct? Oo, hindi. Dapat binabantayan nyo ang lahat ng nadadaya o yung gumagawa ng mga kalokohan para kunin yung pera ng taong bayan nang wala sa ayos. Kasi ang PhilHealth, ang pera ng PhilHealth ay pag-aari ng bawat Pilipino. Tama ba yun o mali? So all of you are saying yes, di ba? Oh. So alam na natin itong negosyo ng cataract. Alam na natin yung naging negosyo sa pneumonia. Alam natin yung mga naging negosyo sa sepsis. Itong sa kay Dr. Mingita, itong negosyo sa cerebral inflammation, di ba? Mga cerebral stroke, mga stroke na sinasabi, alam nyo na yan, may racket. Tama o mali? O ngayon, tanong ko, si Dr. Evangelista ba ng Quezon City Eye Institute hanggang ngayon, is he still accredited by PhilHealth? O hindi na?
I think, Dr. Pargas, I think legal should be answered at the prosecution department.
Meron ba kayong blacklist? Meron ba kayong binabawal na makipag-deal sa PhilHealth na doktor na hindi nyo na kinikilala o wala? Meron
Yung
ba kayo
hindi
ron?
na accredited.
Dr. Pargas, health policy.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Meron.
Na ano po? I'm sorry.
Mga doktor na hindi nyo na pinapayagan na mag-claim sa PhilHealth kasi involved sila sa fraud. Or blacklist.
If they are not accredited po, they cannot claim from PhilHealth.
Hindi
No,
nga. Meron ba kayong listahan ng mga tao